and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Red Bull Ring for round 6, race 2, or qualifying 2 for race 2, here at Spielberg, the Red Bull Ring. And after yesterday's incredible performance from Colin Carasani, who's now closed the championship lead down to 32, well, today is another big day for the Dutchman. Can he continue to close that championship lead down and take us to the Hockenheim Ring in 2 weeks' time, with it being as close as potentially it was last year? Remember, Ben Green and Will Tregurtha separated by only a couple of points, and as it went into the final race, it was 1 point. An incredible finale to the 2021 season. Are we about to see the same again this season? The Toyota there that you see of Tim Heinemann will absolutely not be wanting that to happen. He is currently, again, 32 points in the lead. He came into the weekend 60 points clear. So he will indeed be doing his very best to try and indeed extend that lead before 2 weeks' time. But yes, as you can see, it's very wet here. Very wet indeed here in the Red Bull Ring. Rain is still falling as well, so the track will not improve across this session. So it actually might be the case of get the lap time in as early as you possibly can, as well, Tim Heinemann is trying to overtake on the grass there behind Carasani. These two are your title protagonists, and well, I'm not sure whether he's trying to get into the head of the young Dutchman, but that's probably not the best way of doing it. So very interesting here already. Very interesting here already. So welcome to everyone watching over on YouTube as well. Let me know where you're watching from around the world. Always good to let me know as well, as we're about to come across the line for the first flying lap attempt. There's Sterian Folev then, who started at the back of the grid yesterday. Didn't have the best of days. Today's a new day though, with these wet conditions, trying to find where the grip is on the exit there of turn number 3. And it's going to be all about where the drivers find that grip. It'll be off the line, won't necessarily be the racing line today. It's who can adapt to the conditions the best. We know Thiago Vavac was very good in these conditions. Teo Uverhaus, another driver that's very, very good in these conditions. Daniel Gregor, another one who is phenomenal when it comes to wet conditions. So you're expecting to see those three up there, but Colin Carasani needs to be good today. Tim Heinemann, currently purple through sector number 1, as you can see at the bottom of your screens. Sibu watching from Hungary. How you doing? Welcome, Erwin. We've got Harko as well. Welcome. Welcome to everybody watching around the world. Heinemann with the windscreen wipers going aplenty. Sliding then down in towards turn number 4. Running the car out nice and wide. Using a bit of curb on the exit, but not too much. Last thing you want to be doing is on the weight transfer, on the limit of the weight, be then running onto a painted curb. It's the one-way ticket to chuck on the car out into the gravel there. It's a bit of a mistake through the double left-hander. Again, just trying to find as much grip as possible. So after having a miserable day yesterday, Tim Heinemann looking to bounce back, and he tends to bounce back on a Sunday. If he has a bad Saturday, he always wins on a Sunday, to be fair, if he has a bad Saturday. Is that going to be the case here today as well? So we come then down towards the final couple of corners. And it's purple through the middle sector as well. George, welcome. Rodrigo Almeida being supported by George as well. Australia there from Howie. Kyle, how you doing again? How you doing? Conley, welcome. So across the line, it will be for Tim Heinemann. He'll put the first representative time in, and it's a 49.897. How good is that? Well, we'll find out over the next 15 and a half minutes. It's Teo Uverhaus and Lewis Henkefend having a bit of a ding-dong there along the start-finish straight. They're a fair chunk of change, about 3 seconds off of Heinemann's pace as it stands. Almeida goes up to 3rd then. Got Jacob Riegel in 5th position. Nick Hanke up to 4th. Hanke, another driver who's very, very good in these conditions. Hoffman, 9th position. Capo crosses the line. It's an outlap now. This is now a fast one. Again, everyone just trying to find out where the grip is. Jordan Wallace then in the number 23 with his teammate Moritz Lohner in the number 11. As Tim Heinemann goes purple once again. Still finding a bit more time. Daniel Gregor is on an outlap. Every single car is out on circuit now as it stands. Hoffman's just got a track limits warning, so the last time would have been deleted. Eduard Kauhalper, the same. Currently in 14th position, yet to put a lap time in. So Heinemann, purple. Then everybody else behind is green. First sectors, 27s all across the board, apart from Heinemann, who's in the 26s. 26. Ricky Capo coming down in towards 4. Again, they're all taking very acute angles into the braking zone as Heinemann now goes purple once again in the middle sector. Has Heinemann really upped his game today? Or are we going to see everybody? Wow, Tim Heinemann so committed around that final corner. He is looking very strong in these conditions here. Again, 3 seconds the advantage as it stands. It's about to get even more pretty for him. 3.2 seconds now for Heinemann. Can anyone else really start to challenge here? So I'm sure we're going to see the times tumble. Well, we are. There we go. So Uverhaus and Almeida both improving their second and third respectively. Now we've got Nick Hanke, who momentarily goes up to 3rd. His teammate then joins, Riegel then joins the front row party, takes the position away from Hanke, moves up to 2nd spot. Fulgencia then up to 4th position as well. As Thiago Vivacqua is out on the circuit as well. And he tends to take his time in these conditions, but once he gets it, Vivacqua is someone who is very special in these conditions for sure. As Daniel Gregor is definitely off the racing line. I'm sure he did that yesterday as well. Lots of gaffer tape to the left of that car. Of course, we saw one of the BWT Mooka Motorsport cars riding him yesterday on the left side of the car. And we're up in the air at one point as well. As Jacob Riegel now has just gone and put in a purple first sector. So Jacob Riegel finding some form here. Heinemann is not going green through sector number 1 as well. So here we go. Well, it's through the double left-hander and just escapes down the escape road there. Good decision making. Actually, we've seen it from both drivers this weekend, from the Kuss Team Bernard team. They're making very good decision making when it goes wrong, making early decisions. Yesterday we saw it from Ricky Capo in the qualifying session number 1, where he ran through the gravel, made the decision to go towards the exit road instead of trying to go back onto track, and ultimately qualified P3. As Tim Heinemann brings the car into the pits and runs off very close to the grass there on the exit through the pit lane. Got to be careful as we are watching Teo Uverhaus here and Almeida almost having a bit of a ding-dong then. Through that final corner they will go. Jacob Riegel is, well, green through sector number 2 as well here. So purple and green. You can see that the 2 Aston Martins are about to come across the line. Any improvement from cars in front. Almeida now 2nd. Uverhaus up to 4th. But Jacob Riegel, he might be about to take P1. Well, he doesn't. It's not a good final sector. Nick Hanke moves up to 2nd. And, well, Riegel is only in 4th. I thought he was going a lot quicker than that. Papadopoulos moves up to P5. Heinemann's in the pits here, so cannot respond for the time being. Thiago Vivacqua is running very quickly here indeed. Green from him. Around the final corner then for the Brazilian. And I think you'll find the Brazilian might be about to join the party as Morris Lohner now drops into P3. Almeida purple through sector number 1. The track does seem to be improving here with just over half the session to go. As we are going to watch exactly what happened then to Nick Hanke. Well, Nick Hanke just dips the right rear into the gravel, but it should be quite compact there, so he wouldn't, well, he definitely didn't lose a lot of time because he's in P2 right now. And he loves these adverse conditions. Daniel Gregor now purple through sector number 2. What about Almeida though? Almeida in that AMG. We know he's a bit of a qualifying specialist as well. As we're heading then through the final few corners. Tato Modasane watching from South Africa. Welcome, hopefully you're well. Again, let me know where you're watching from around the world. And Daniel Gregor goes provisional pole. It's by 9.5 tenths of a second. It's basically a second here. I told you he was good in the wet, and that is how good he is. Thiago Vivacqua behind him has just gone purple through sector number 1. Eduard Kauhalper then has just gone up to 2nd, 7.5 tenths off the pace. We know that Almeida is going to be quick here. We know that Teo Uverhaus is going to find some time as well. Almeida just about to come across the line here. Nick Hanke is green and then green again through sector number 2, but he's in the pit, so he is not going to finish that lap. Almeida pops himself up into 2nd spot then to the BWT team, and now 2nd and indeed 3rd. So very good showing from them so far. Thiago Vivacqua though, purple through sector number 1, green through sector number 2. And will the Audi be able to find enough time to potentially get another pole position? Through the final corner. Windscreen wipers a frenzy. In behind Sterian Folev, in behind Jordan Wallace. Across the line we will go then for Thiago Vivaco. It's only good enough for P4, so the purple first sector really was in vain. Jordan Wallace, P15. And here is Eduard Kauhalper in P18, running a little bit wide, where Daniel Gregor did earlier. Managed to keep it between the mayo and the mustard. So Brendan watching from Australia. Daniel Gregor, not the quickest first sector, but the middle sector is very quick indeed. Ricky Capo now is provisional pole, 48.0, and out of absolutely nowhere, the two Porsches have taken over this session. Daniel Gregor across the line is P2. Is it an improvement on the time? No, it's not. So right now, Karasani, who's down in P16, who needs a massive day, if we're honest. I know yesterday was perfect almost. He only, missed out on 1 point. He got 28 out of a possible 29. And of course, Tim Heineman scoring 0. He needs to back it up today. He has to back it up today. And currently, he is struggling because he's down in P16. He is on an outlap though, so Karasani will come back out. Ricky Capos, by the way, green on another attempt here. Teo Overhaus across the line, P8 for him. Moves up into P8, 1.6 seconds enough Capo's time. That's 6/10 he's found. Daniel Gregor, though, is going faster here. So Daniel Gregor is quickest out of everybody through sector number 1. Still 8 minutes to go. And this could be a very exciting end to the session. Ricky Capo, is there any improvement there? Though there is not. Moritz Lohner across the line, any improvement? No, there is no. Yeah, well, P5, yes. So he does move up to P5 momentarily. But Daniel Gregor might be about to put something in very, very special indeed, because the track conditions are not going to improve substantially over the next 7.5 minutes. Sterian Folev, a 26.86 in the first sector, is pretty good. Currently resides in P13 on the grid, so Folev can get near the 46s in the middle sector. He's in 48.8, so a little bit slow, unfortunately. Ricky Capo about 2/10 down on Daniel Gregor, because Daniel Gregor is purple here. This could be an exceptional lap time. Round the final corner we will go. Not using all of the track, though, through turn number 9. Not using all of the track through turn number 10, so there's still more time out there on the table. But Daniel Gregor, the young German, is it going to be provisional pole here? I think it might be. It is provisional pole, and it's by 6/10. He found 1.2 seconds on that lap here. So the track is improving, and it might be a case of timing it perfectly, getting yourself out there at the right time. Because then, of course, if you're the last person across the line, you might be able to go out there and get yourself that provisional pole position. We just saw then across the line goes Karasani. Karasani starting his first flying lap since the start of this session. And I think we could go as far as saying he's not done a flying lap as of yet. Track conditions seem to be improving. Capo, not the quickest through the middle sector. Team Bernard, though, the boss will be super happy with how things are going as it stands. 6.5 minutes to go. Moritz Lohner is green on his lap here. Daniel Gregor gone purple once again, by the way. Moritz Lohner, I think, is about to indeed improve on his position again, as he is in P5. And across the line, Moritz Lohner goes. It is an improvement, but it's not an improvement on position. Thiago Vivaco now going quicker through the middle sector. Off the circuit, then we go for one of the Pink Panthers. Getting going again. Yep, we are getting going again there. So that's indeed Almeida. Daniel Gregor, by the way, purple in sector 2 again. He is flying, ladies and gentlemen. Capo's improved once again here. He's found another 0.2 of a second. And right now, these two are on a different planet. An absolute different planet to everybody right now. Boy from New York, welcome. If you come then down in towards the final corner, still plenty of time to be found here, using all of the curb. And they say gaffer tape is one of the best things in motorsport. Well, it's proving to be a massive game changer here for Gregor, as he now goes 1 second quicker than everybody. Daniel Gregor is going to be very difficult to beat in these conditions. He's absolutely flying. The form driver really in the championship outside Heinemann after the summer break The young German showcasing a skill set here in the wet that I don't think anybody can respond to. This is sensational stuff here. As it stands then, 5 minutes left on the clock. Gregor Capo, P1, P2. Vivacqua up to P3 now, by the way, as Daniel Gregor runs a little bit wide. But again, that's him just trying to find some grip here, trying to find more grip, trying to find that time, which he's doing very successfully indeed. Almeida, we then got Hanke, Lohner, Cowhelper, Fulgencio's on an outlap here. Heinemann down in P9, but the most important thing for Heinemann is that Karasani is down in P16, so it's not the end of the world here. So if Karasani can get ahead of him, that would be good for Karasani, but Heinemann just needs to make sure that he's ahead of Colin going into the race this afternoon. Daniel Gregor, it's purple again. It is purple again. As Tim Heinemann moves up to P6. So 6th position then for Tim Heinemann, and he'll be relatively happy with that as long as Colin Karasani's behind him. So Karasani has to produce some magic here. Vivacqua's gone faster now, at 1.2 seconds off the pace. Capo's gone quicker as well. He's found 0.3 of a second. Daniel Gregor, well, through the first sector was purple. Middle sector, not so much. Done the same again. Runs off, yep, he's decided, you know what, off the escape road we go. He is pushing for more time. I'm not sure he's going to need it. I think the only driver realistically that can take pole away from him is his own teammate. Can Capo find the 0.7 of a second though? I'm not sure he can. I think that what Daniel Gregor's produced here is very special indeed, although Vivacqua has just gone purple through sector number 1. Here is Karasani then. It's 27.2 in the first sector. It's grey through the second sector, so it's not lightningly fast. Tim Heinemann going quicker than he's gone before. Ricky Capo going quicker than he's been before. Vivacqua going purple, going quicker than anybody has been before through sector number 1. And, well, things are about to get spicy here, ladies and gentlemen. That is for sure. Whew. This is going to be so, so close. Karasani is still only in P14. With 3 minutes here, time is running out to find that grip. Thiago Vivacqua is green through the middle sector here. Can Thiago potentially get involved with Daniel Gregor? Gregor has performed incredibly well so far. I'm not sure the middle sector's fast enough here. Ricky Capo, P2's found a bit more time then, so now it's half a second between the two teammates in the Porsches. But will Vivacqua be able to split them or maybe even put himself onto that provisional pole? We know how good he is in the wet conditions. Is he going to produce some magic once again? Tim Heinemann now up to P4. Vivacqua across the line is P3. It is an improvement, but it's not enough to find any positions here. As we head up through turn number 1, Nick Hanke, green through sector 1, grey through sector 2, so not quick, same as Regal. Regal almost a middle sector there, so not a great middle sector at all. Daniel Gregor's figured out the middle sector. He's purple through there, might be finding a bit more time. Remember, 3 points goes to P1, 2 points does indeed go to P2, and it's 1 point for P3 in this session for the championship. So there is plenty of points on offer. Heinemann, could he potentially move himself up into a position to grab some points here? Daniel Gregor around the final corner, grabbing all of the curb he possibly can on entry, not getting anywhere near the curb on exit. Runs across the line then. How quick is it? It's P1. Is it an improvement on time? It is. It's now 0.6 of a second to find for Capo. It's 1.1 second to find for Vivacqua. Heinemann needs to find 1.6. Folev moves up to a top 10. And now we're coming to the dying embers of the session here as well. You can see there the number 26 of Ricky Capo using every inch of the track and more off into the gravel sideways. The big story here is that Colin Karasani, who has closed the championship lead, has not had a good session here at all, and he is on his final attempt now. So Karasani needs to dig deep here, needs to find a time worthy of at least a top 4, has to start ahead of Tim Heinemann in today's race. And Tim Heinemann is not on a quick one here either. He will get one more attempt though, so he will get one more attempt to potentially get on towards that front row. Daniel Gregor once again already 0.6 clear of everybody. He's now purple through sector number 1 again, and it's by 0.2 of a second. He's finding more time. The middle sector really is where he has been lacking, if you like. He's gone off a couple of times. He's really pushing the limits. But if he can find the purple sector through there, he is going to be unbeatable for this pole position. Almeida then for the BWT Muka Motorsport team, up to P4 then for the number 19. As if we're on board then with Gregor, you can tell the difference between Gregor and Eddie Capo, because Gregor's got the blue wing mirrors, whereas Capo's got the luminous yellow. As we're heading down towards that final couple of corners, it is purple through sector number 2. This is ridiculous. This could be an unbelievable lap time in these conditions as he's slip sliding his way around the second to last corner, running into that final corner, although Vivacqua maybe with an ace up his sleeve because he's just gone purple through sector number 1. Regal goes 7th then. Across the line then for Daniel Gregor. Is it an improvement on his time? It is not. The final sector let him down. We've got Almeida then currently green through sector 1. Capo is not going to improve on his lap time by the looks of things unless sector 3 is unbelievable. Tim Heinemann is not going to improve on his time by the looks of things either. Karasani, where is he on the circuit right now? Well, he's just gone green through sector number 2. He's got the checkered flag. It's only a maximum of P13. Vivacqua on the absolute limit of this car. As we run through the middle sector here, it's not the quickest in the world middle sector, but ultimately it is still fast. It's still in the 46s, a 46.9 with 2 corners to go. Is there going to be any improvement? Capo, wow, he found a magical final sector. It's still not good enough. It was only by 2/10 though that he's missed out here on pole position. He's going to guarantee himself some points though at this section of the day. And will Tim Heinemann improve on his position here as well? Heinemann currently in 5th position. Lohner moves up into 8th spot. Heinemann does grab one more. Almeida now down to 5th. Heinemann then goes and gets 4th position, but then Almeida instantly retakes it here. Vivacqua only good enough for P3. Does find some time here, ladies and gentlemen, but it's not quite good enough. Nick Hanker is the final car that will cross the line. Green through the middle sector. And well, if he can find maybe 0.3 of a second, he gets up into a top 5, but he's the only driver that can indeed improve. He goes across the line. It's only P6 then for Nick Hanker. And Daniel Gregor, ladies and gentlemen, has just gone and got another pole position, but it is a 1-2 for Team Bernard, followed then by Thiago Vivacqua in 3rd spot. Almeida and Tim Heinemann are in 4th and 5th. What a session that was. It was all about really finding that time on the last attempt. The track does indeed improve. As you can see, the weather is absolutely atrocious here at the Red Bull Ring. But here are your official results then. Daniel Gregor, P1, 2/10 clear of teammate Ricky Capo. Vivacqua for Haida Motorsport then in 3rd, with Almeida in 4th. Heinemann in 5th position. And he'll be happy with that because he's ahead of Colin Karasani by 8 spots. Nick Hanker in 6th, Papadopoulos 7th. We've then got Moritz Lohner, Eduard Kauhalper in 8th and 9th. And Jacob Regal rounds out those top 10. Then we've got Mark de Fulgencio in 11th, Sterian Folev in 12th, Colin Karasani, who got 28 points out of 29 yesterday. Heinemann got 0, closed the championship lead. He's in trouble today in P13. We've got Overhaus, Henkefen, Hoffman and Wallace